Coming to you live from Robbers Cave in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Today, it's do or die for Chicago and Oklahoma City. Two teams at 3-7 that need to win out and need some help. To get there, you gotta win today. Good afternoon, everyone, from a beautiful Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine. 66 degrees, partly sunny skies. It's a beautiful day for football, and it's just getting started here on the SFL Network on YouTube. Coin toss next.
We'll take heads. It is tails. Good kick.
Renegades win the toss. They want to defer to the second half. They'll take on a Chicago Wildcat offense that completely dismantled them in their first meeting. Renegades hoping that this team is a little different from the first one. Oklahoma City, kick it. We're underway. From the 7-yard line, the dangerous return man, Davius Reed, won't reach the 30. E.T. King is the quarterback for Chicago, the veteran. 280 out of 380 passing. That's a whopping 73.68 completion percentage. That's second best in the SFL, only behind Joey Langdon, who's no longer with San Antonio. And E.T. King's got 13 touchdowns and 13 picks for a quarterback rating of 89. First and 10 from the Chicago 29. And King's wobbly floater is caught over the middle by Alex Zeli to the 39-yard line, just shy of the first down. Second and short coming up. The running back for Chicago, J. Calvin Kim, Alex Zeli, Davius Reed, Kendall Gilbert. The star receivers on this squad, Shan Varner, the tight end, wears number 88. Second down and inches from the 39. Two receivers split out wide, and J. Calvin Kim gets his legs ripped out from underneath him. Loss of 2 yards with a tackle made on the outside by Cole Irvine, who was downgraded from a contract star to a non-contract player this year, but is still making some hits out there. Third down and 2 from the 37. Chicago in the road gray helmets, all white jerseys, black numbers, orange trim. Oklahoma City in the home blue helmets, blue pants, red jerseys with the golden yellow trim. As E.T. King on third and short has a completion out to Shan Varner for a first down to the 44-yard line. Runs into Jalen Hurd on the sideline, tight end on tight end there, talking it over with Derek Pounds, and Chicago moves the chains for first down. The Oklahoma City Renegades defense, cornerback Vaughn Siniak and Eric Sutton on the outside. Free safety Brady Clark, strong safety Al Clint. Inside linebackers Dave Drury, and on the defensive front it's Mandrake Perp. We had one of his best games last week. He wears number 97. First and 10 at the 44-yard line. Handoff Kim, and Kim rumbles for a couple. J. Calvin Kim has struggled to get going this season. 16th in the league in rushing, 534 yards total this year. Just 2.9 yards a carry, has reached the end zone 4 times. Does have 80 receptions. That's second in the league, only behind Anderson Silver. Handoff to Kim, and Kim has stood up for a 4-yard gain up to midfield. Third down again for Chicago, coming up 6th play of the drive. Tackle for Oklahoma City made by big number 90. Don't have him on our roster, apologize. Third and 4 at midfield, 8:53 to go in the first quarter. San Francisco and Vancouver, or I'm sorry, check that. San Francisco and Houston in other action right now on the SFL family of networks. Oklahoma City's defense looking to get off the field successfully for the first time today. King floats one middle, knocked away. Fourth down, Chicago. Cole Irvine with the swat, and the Wildcats punter, Malcolm Perrin, out to punt it away. Oklahoma City's defense coming in is struggling. They give up 30.1 points per game. That's 17th in the SFL. But they just got the stop there. Punt from Perrin. This one short, only to the 14-yard line. The return up the 18-yard line by Brock Manley. Check that, by Deezer Powell. 1st and 10 of the 18. So out comes Deacon Nickens. What a rookie season Deacon Nickens is having. 3rd in the league in passing yards, 3,130. 18 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Quarterback rating of 87.5. Been sacked only 18 times in 10 games, which isn't too shabby. And is not a running threat. Back to pass, the lefty. Outside short, near side, out of bounds, intended for Deezer Powell. Starting offense for Oklahoma City, Stephen Bush, wide receiver number 11. Deezer Powell's wide receiver number 17. Then the 2 tight ends, Jalen Hurt, number 81. Tiberius Bovine, number 89. And the running back in the backfield is Dunk Bonkers, who had over 200 yards last week in the Renegades' upset over Tulsa. Tulsa's on a 3-game skid. They lost to St. Louis earlier today, which we'll get to in a minute. Nickens just before the sack, looking for Bovine down the field. That's incomplete. 3rd and 10. Pass broken up by A.J. Barnes. Our first replay of the day brought to you by 2K Sports. That ball in heavy traffic, but Nickens had to get rid of it. And that was off of Bovine's hands. He really should have had it. Maurice Spurgeon, one of 2 SFL players with 2 interceptions returned for touchdowns this season, nearly had the pick there. Third down and 10 for the Renegades. Oklahoma City trying to avoid a 3-and-out, 8:21 to go in the first quarter. Nickens out of the gun, going long down the near side, knocked away by Kanye Rockefeller. And that is a quick 3 plays, 0 yards for Oklahoma City, and they'll have to punt it away. Chicago's got to love that. Their defense has fallen in the middle of the pack in points, 22.7 per game. They give up just 318 yards a game. That's 2nd in the league. And they're the number 1 pass defense in the SFL. They only give up 206 passing yards. From the 40 on the return, a good one. Davius Reed out of the 49-yard line. Reed, who has 46 catches for 512 yards, is Chicago's 3rd leader in receptions and also 3rd in yards. Has only scored 1 receiving touchdown, but in returns, Davius Reed has 1 punt return for a touchdown and 3 kickoff returns for touchdowns this season. 1st and 10 from the 49, and off to Kim, and Kim's going nowhere. Tackle made by Al Clint. There he is, no gain. 2nd down. Shoutouts in the chat, Kanye Rockefeller, Agony, Scott LaRue, NYI fans, Stephen at Large, Dilly Dilly, Ronnie Nickens, Crash Combs, Michael Irvine. 2nd down, 10 of the 49, back to pass, King. King, deep down the field, knocked away, it's caught, but it's out of bounds. Pass was caught off the deflection by Trevor Driver, the backup tight end. Siniak with the pass deflection. And it's 3rd down and long. Both defenses have shown up early in a do-or-die situation. This is basically a playoff game. 5 wide for E.T. King and the Wildcats. Dropping back to pass. King over the middle, nearly picked off. Again, that one is broken up and knocked away, this time by Gannon Slater, and Chicago will have to punt it away. So 3 possessions, 3 punts here in the early going. These are Powell back to return.
Sleeper, Houston.
check in on Houston and San Francisco as that ball game is tied at 7. 4:59 to go in the first quarter. So 7:26 to go. Punt returned up to the 22-yard line for the Renegades. Two receivers, one to either side. We'll get to that St. Louis-Tulsa result in a moment because that really impacts the winner of this game. Hand off to Bonkers for the first time today. Picks up 7. We were mentioning the top flight pass defense for Chicago. Their run defense, not so much. They're 16th in the league. They give up over 110 rushing yards a game. So with St. Louis beating Tulsa on a game-winning field goal earlier today, the Gladiators are ahead of both of these teams at 4 and 7. That makes things really difficult for Chicago, who got swept by St. Louis, as Bonkers is wrapped up in the backfield for a 2-yard loss. Big fella bringing him down is Donnie Odom. As we get another look at Odom's nice play in the backfield, nobody even blocked him. Easiest TFL he'll have all season. Now the Renegades play St. Louis next week in another potential elimination game for the loser in either case. Obviously, both teams with 7 wins have to win out. Back to pass, Nickens. Nickens down the middle. Where is that going? Another 3 and out for Oklahoma City, as it looked like a receiver possibly was bumped off his route, but well within 5 yards. Timing disrupted, and the Renegades have not completed a single pass here in the first 5 minutes, and they have to punt again. Chicago definitely has Oklahoma City's number. Chicago blasted the Renegades 49-23 in the first meeting. From the 33-yard line, Davius Reed makes it one-man miss, returns up to the 38. 49-23, Chicago jumped out to a 14-0 lead in that first quarter. Outgained Oklahoma City 492-311. Held Nickens under 300 yards, and E.T. King was a ridiculous 38 of 44 for 444 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. 1st and 10 at the 38 for Chicago. 4 possessions, 4 punts. Here on the SFL Network on YouTube as Jake Calvin Kim goes nowhere, loss of 1. Dropped in the backfield by Dante Akobe. 6:10 to go in the first. And we haven't had a chance to go over Chicago's defensive star lineup because they haven't been on the field too much. Cheese is stupid in the chat. Nightbox in the chat. Back to pass. King. Out to Kim. Kim's 81st reception of the season, and he takes a shot from Eric Sutton. 3rd and 6. Pick up a 4. Another check-in in Houston. 4:37 to go in the first quarter. It's 14-7. Hyenas on top of the Sharks. Big game for both of those teams. Back to pass on 3rd and 6. King. Oh, it's caught. I thought for sure it was going to be knocked away by Drury. Pass is caught by Davius Reed. I don't know how that got through there. Here's another look at it. Reed putting together a tremendous second half of the season. Wow, what a throw. And Reed stays patient. Chicago enters Oklahoma City territory halfway through the first quarter. TMG Jr. in the chat. First and 10 at the OKC 45. Jake Calvin Kim reaches the second level, but nothing more. 5 yards up to the 40-yard line. Tackle made by Brady Clark, and a lot of that Oklahoma City star lineup making an impact here early on. Congrats to the Carolina Skyhawks and the Dallas Roughnecks getting wins earlier today along with St. Louis. 2nd down and 5. Pass caught by King, or check that, caught by Varner from King. The Renegade 29-yard line, and Chicago's starting to find a rhythm. Pickup of 16 yards for a Chicago first down. 4:05 to go in the first quarter. 3-back look for Chicago. Handoff, Kim, and Kim drags a defender out of the 24-yard line. Pickup of 4. 2nd and 6. If you're wondering what happened with Tallahassee and Atlanta today, we unfortunately had to postpone that game to Monday night. It's either going to be at 6 or 8:15, one of those two kickoffs tomorrow night on the SFL Network on Twitch. King, time, and again, almost threw a pick. That is at least 3 picks now that Oklahoma City has dropped. Pass knocked away by Al Clint, but the Renegades are missing golden opportunities and interceptions here. Renegade secondary. Active hands. 3 interceptions for Sutton and Siniak, but Al Clint with 6 leads the team. Pass caught. Zeli down to the 9-yard line. 1st and goal. Zeli's 2nd catch. And Chicago could be the first team on the scoreboard here this afternoon in OKC. Zeli exposing the zone in between 5 different Renegade defenders there. Oklahoma City hoping to bend but not break. Chicago coming in, scores 22.1 points a game. That's bottom half of the league. 1st and goal at the 9. King back to pass. King looking around, knocked away by Mandrake Perp. Going up for a rejection. Perp gets the pass deflection, 2nd and goal. Still 14-7 Houston. Watching that game intently here on the SFL Network on YouTube. That affects these two teams' playoff race chases as King's outside to the 4. That's Kendall Gilbert's first catch as he ducks out of bounds before he takes a big hit. Stops the clock with 2:46 to go in the first quarter. Third down and goal from the 4. King with 3 receivers. Looking to throw, steps up in the pocket, and as he threw, and the ball falls to the turf. Myslinski applying pressure, and that's going to force a Chicago field goal. Kicker is Jesus Garcia, who's had a rocky career, but overall has had a pretty good season. Chicago trying to get our first points up on the board. The loser of this game is eliminated. The winner moves on and will play Saturday afternoon in the early window, as the 20-yard chip shot field goal for Chicago is good. And with 2:27 to go in the first, it's Chicago 3, Oklahoma City nothing. This is the SFL Network on YouTube.
Follow the SFL on Twitter @SimulationFL, on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels. You're already here, right? Might as well stay tuned. Get league updates on your phone while browsing the internet, and make sure you never miss a live broadcast. Thank you for supporting the SFL.
From the 13-yard line on the return up to the 31. That's your regular return man, Brock Manley. So Oklahoma City, almost a quarter gone by, has not gotten a first down. And after the way their offense played against Tulsa last week, it's a bit of a shocker Although Chicago played them pretty well their first go-around. The key is bonkers, especially against this Chicago team that's 16th against the run. Nicken's going to throw. Quickly outside, caught by Powell, pick up a 5. Tackle made by Rockefeller on the outside. The Chicago defensive stars, free safety number 21, Maurice Spurgeon. The corners, Kanye Rockefeller and Blake Hamrick, 24 and Hamrick, 24 and 25 respectively. The outside linebackers, number 51, Ajumu Afalabi, and number 59, Clint Hendershot. And those two linebackers can do some damage. 2nd down and 5 at the 36. Two receivers, each split out wide, hand off to Bonkers, and he's wrapped up in the backfield for a loss of 2. Initial hit from Paul Spears, and it's 3rd down and 7, and Chicago has corralled the Renegades offense here in the first.
3rd and 6. Ball at the 35 line.
Back to pass. Nickens hit as he throws. Sacked. Never got rid of it. Spears right in his face. And it's another 4th down for the Renegades. Man, they just cannot get anything moving here. OKC will have to punt it away again. Don't ever miss score updates from the SFL again. Download the ScoreStream app today. Available on smartphones, whether you prefer Android or Apple, or anything else that might be on the market that's worth mentioning. 1st and 10 at the 32 after Reed's return. Renegades have kept Reed in check in special teams. His 4 special teams touchdowns have all come in the last 3 weeks, as both these teams play for the right to continue in the playoff hunt. 1 minute to go in the first. Back to pass is King. King out to Kim, and Kim drags forward back in the line of scrimmage. Oklahoma City, one of the better teams in defending those flats. Might be a tough day for Kim out there. 35 seconds to go, first quarter. Winner slips just behind St. Louis. Joins Vancouver at 4 and 7. J. Calvin Kim picks up 3. 3rd and 7 coming up. That may be the final play of the first quarter. So the Week 12 slate is still in development in terms of scheduling. But the idea is that if any player, well, we'll get after, or any team, we'll get after it here after the quarter break. That's the end of the first. Here from OKC. Chicago 3, Oklahoma City nothing. This is the SFL on YouTube, presented by APM Music. Third down and 7. Empty backfield, 5 wide for Chicago, up 3. 5 in the box for Oklahoma City, and King is going to go down in a heap back at the 27-yard line. Myslenski kisses the muscles and rubs it in. Just a madman on the outside. Barreling down 100 miles an hour, and Chicago will have to punt it away. So again, if your team is involved in the wild card race, or your opponent next week is involved in the wild card race, your game will be Saturday, possibly Friday. If you or your opponent in Week 12 is not involved in the wild card race, your team will play Sunday. Right now, the only slated Sunday game for next week is Carolina at Tallahassee. If Chicago loses today, Chicago at Sioux Falls would also be on Sunday. And if Queen City wins tonight in Alaska, Queen City will play London on Sunday. 1st and 10 at the 40 for OKC, still looking for a first down. Back to pass, Nickens. Nickens floats it deep. It's incomplete. Doubled up again, looking for Bovine down the field. Oklahoma City has not completed a pass above 5 yards. Man, it has been really rough for Deacon Nickens and this OKC offense here this afternoon at home. Houston's now up 21-7 on San Francisco. Nickens, deep drop back, fires middle into double coverage, bounced off the intended receiver. I believe that was Bovine again, and it's 3rd and 10. Well, you can't say that Nickens is not looking for Bovine, which has been an issue, or was an issue there in the middle of the season when Bovine just wasn't even seeing any targets. Powell coming into the day, 990 receiving yards. Bush with 779. Bovine has slipped to 3rd, 749 on the team. 3rd down and 10. Back to pass, Nickens. Nickens deep down the middle of the field, and it's way overthrown. Intended for Stephen Bush. This is unbelievably good defense from Chicago. They are all over the place, and Nickens has no idea where to go. The question will be, how long can this Renegade defense, which gives up over 30 points a game, keep Chicago at bay? Again, Chicago only averages 22 points this season, but scored 49 in their first meeting. Chicago comes after the punt, but can't get there. Reed will call for a fair catch at the 25-yard line. You're watching the SFL Network on YouTube.
The Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music and is the official theme music provider of the SFL. Listen to their Champions Will Rise soundtrack at apmmusic.com today and search through thousands of tracks to boost the quality of your stream just like us.
1st and 10 for the 25. King's pass is incomplete.
APM Music, production music library and custom music house.
Linsky once again applying pressure as that ball was off the hands of the intended receiver. I believe it was Varner. It's a tough call for Chicago and OKC in terms of who they want to win between San Francisco and Houston. If Houston wins, that's one less team they can knock out of the playoffs. If San Francisco wins, they stay a game ahead of both, or ahead of the winner of this ball game, as that run goes for nothing. That, I believe, was Alfonso Freeney, the fullback. 3rd down and 10. Boy, these two offenses have not gotten much going. Again, empty backfield, 5 wide for King, 5 in the box for OKC. Back to pass is King against a 3-man rush. King, pressure, pocket breaks down, and King goes down again. Deacon Payne. 4th and 17. Chicago's got 2 sacks on 3rd downs, and Payne just kept working as he gets around the end again on that right guard, or right tackle. Chicago will punt. Renegades defense probably playing one of their better games. And the Renegades will end up with excellent field position here on the back of this. Oklahoma City chooses to drop back from the 40. This is Powell. These are Powell up to midfield. 1st and 10 of the 50. That punt return, man, bit of a wild card. Never know what the depth chart's going to pull out. 1st and 10 at midfield, 8:50 to go in the first half. Chicago's up 3. Nickens going long again. This one's caught inside the 25 down to the Chicago 23 as Deezer Powell reaches for the sky. Wow. Powell in one-on-one coverage with Rockefeller, and Afalabi ends up making the clean tackle. First major play out of the Renegade offense, down to the Chicago 23. Two receivers, both to the right of Nickens. Jalen Hurt is the tight end on the left. The far side, handoff to Bonkers, who's been pretty quiet today, no gain. As he is pushed backwards by Kevin Owens. So SFL Fan Night tonight, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. The Queen City Corsairs, 6-4 at the 8-2 Alaska Storm. It's the first time these two franchises have ever met, and a lot is on the line in terms of playoff positioning. Don't miss it, 8 Central, 9 Eastern tonight. Pass caught wide open, Jalen Hurt. Pickup of 7 to make it a more manageable third down. Hamrick on the tackle, 7:38 to go in the second.
Let's go.
Third down and 3, Oklahoma City in the red zone. 7 in the box for Chicago. Bovine's been held in check, but Deacon Nickens starting to get going. But on third down and short, Bonkers is wrapped up by Spears, and the Renegade drive will stall out. On to kick for Oklahoma City, Johnny Omega. Number 3 will come in to attempt a field goal. 34-yard field goal try for Omega to tie the game for Oklahoma City. Low snap. That kick is up and good. Good job by the kicker and holder there to make up for a bad snap. Kick right down the middle, and the Renegades have tied the game. Davius
Join
Reed,
the world's fastest growing sim football community by jumping onto our Discord server. Use the Discord command in chat to keep up with schedules, news, notes, announcements, and polls. Jump off the sidelines and into the action. Here where we're loading legends at the SFL.
Don't forget, Pops, that you can, if you got the Twitch app on your phone, you can watch the game on your way to work. Pretty easy to find us once you've got it all set up. 1st and 10 at the 30. That goes for all of you. Hand off to the fullback again up the middle for Chicago. Pick up a 4. 2nd and 6 at the 35. Second carry of the day for Alfonso Freeney. Don't see much out of the fullback for Chicago. Second down, handoff to Kim this time, and Kim got a great block from Freeney. Picks up a first down to the 42-yard line. Brady Clark on the tackle. Cole Irvine gets rocked. Final scores from earlier today. Dallas holds on to beat Vancouver 26-20. Carolina edges London 28-26 to eliminate the Knights. And St. Louis stayed in playoff contention to the chagrin of Chicago and Oklahoma City. They pick up a win over Tulsa 30-28. Tulsa's lost back-to-back games in conference to sub-500 opponents. 2nd and 5 at the 47. 5:16 to go in the first half. Chicago's on the move in a 3-3, surprisingly low-scoring ball game. King to pass. King out to Kim. Kim's got some room and some blockers. Kim's got a first down to the Renegade 43. As the screen is executed to perfection. And Chicago's offense on the move.
First and 10 from the Renegade, 42 yards.
Outside to Kim. And there's a flag down. Get the call.
Neutral zone infraction, number 90, defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
It's an offside on OKC. That'll help the Wildcats.
Want to do what I do? Contact me in the DM on Discord to find out how you can get involved with streaming live games, calling games, or breaking them down on the air with our broadcast team. Or help make our production even better by joining our new live stats team, helping our broadcasters shine brighter. We are #Loading Legends in the SFL.
First down and 5 at the 38-yard line for King. King going long middle, caught inside the 15 down to the 12. That is Davius Reed. And with under 4 minutes to go in the first half, Chicago's back in the red zone. King had everyone going down the middle there and waited patiently. The pass a little bit behind Reed, but it got the job done. Tackle made by Clark. And Chicago tries to regain their very slim lead. 10 carries, 27 yards for J. Calvin Kim. Back to pass, outside, near side. Gilbert's got space. Got the first down, but couldn't get in. Clark and Siniak with the tackle. First and goal at the 1. As E.T. King has looked his best on this drive. .308 to go in the first half. King to pass. King avoids a sack, still on his feet, and then finally goes down. Dropped behind at the 5. Incredible pursuit by Oklahoma City to not let him get away. That's Payne's second sack. Two receivers to the top of the screen for Chicago. King, high snap, throws it outside. Varner won't get in. Siniak brings him down to the 1. Third and goal. Boy, these two teams playing their hearts out. .205 left in half number 1. Renegades jumped offside again, and King's pass is incomplete. I don't believe that's a first down, but it'll put the ball at about the half-yard line, just prior to the 2-minute warning.
Neutral zone infraction, number 97, defense, half the distance to the goal. Repeat, third down.
So the ball's on the half-yard line. The offside's on Perp. Will they run the clock to the 2-minute warning, or will they stop it? They'll keep it stopped. Third down and goal at the 1. 3 in the backfield. 8 in the box for OKC. Handoff goes to Kim. He got it. Touchdown. Touchdown, Chicago. And it was close. Kim, definitely over. That's the 2-minute warning. You're watching the SFL Network, presented by APM Music on YouTube. J. Calvin Kim with his 5th touchdown of the season. And Chicago takes its largest lead of the day. Houston is up on San Francisco now, 28-7. That is your score stream scoreboard update as the Wildcats take a 10-3 lead.
Don't miss the SFL podcast every Saturday night at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern on Twitch before the league's weekend slate gets kicked off. Join me, Mighty RX, defending champion team owner Ramos Lynn, and our host, Jack Brown, to break down all the headlines in the SFL. Jack, yeah, I know we gotta move on. Calm down. See you there, everybody.
.155 to go in the first half. I'm Cameron Irvine here, calling today's action from Oklahoma City. Chicago's up 10-3. And off to Bonkers. He lost 2 yards. Donk Bonkers has only had 1, maybe 2 yards of positivity here today. 2nd and 12 coming up, and it's really putting the workload on Deacon Nickens. Donk Bonkers 11th in the league this year, 844 yards. Back to pass, Nickens outside. They said he caught it. Deezer Powell to the far side, 31-yard line, 3rd down and 7. So Bonkers has had 4 games of over 100 yards rushing. And Oklahoma City is 3-1 in those games. When the Renegades don't get 100 yards out of Donk Bonkers, they're 0-6. 3rd down and 7. Back to pass. Nickens. Deep ball is picked at the 46-yard line. Kanye Rockefeller return up to the 48. And Chicago has got OKC on lock here in the first half. Beautiful play by Rockefeller. Now E.T. King has 1:15 to work with. And for Kanye Rockefeller, that's interception number 3 on the season. Maurice Spurgeon leads the team with 5. Jay Calvin Kim bouncing off a defender picks up 5. 1:08 to go. Both teams have all 3 timeouts, 10-3. Chicago's up. Back to pass. King. King, deep ball near side. Caught by Gilbert. Down to the OKC 30. E.T. King letting it rip with success. 50 seconds to go. King calmly speed walks up to the line. Deep drop back is going to be sacked. A 9-yard loss. And the 3rd sack of the 4th sack, actually, of the first half for OKC. Myslinski and Payne each have 2. Second down and 19 at the 39. King, quick throw, middle. The 34, 5-yard gain to Reed, and he quickly jumps up and calls for time. So fan night comes your way in a little while. 8 Central, 9 Eastern, Queen City and Alaska. Tomorrow night it'll be a doubleheader. We're not sure which one is first. Sioux Falls, Indianapolis, and Atlanta, Tallahassee on Twitch. 3rd and 14 at the 34-yard line for King. King back to pass, deep ball, middle, intercepted. The official fell over, and the return up to the 28-yard line is by Brady Clark. Let's take a look at that again. This official didn't even see this coming. He gets steamrolled by Clark. And Clark makes the play. First turnover of the day for Chicago. Score stream scoreboard update. San Francisco has scored another touchdown, 28-14. Houston's still up by a couple of scores in that one. First down to the 28, Nickens. Long drop back, Nickens fires, pass caught. 5-yard gain to the 34-yard line, down to 22 seconds to go in the first half. Rushing back to the line. Nickens going to hand it off to Bonkers, and Bonkers breaks a tackle, breaks another. 3rd down and 3. Not quite sure what the Renegades are thinking here. Down to 6, down to 5, down to 4. They're going to hand it off again. Bonkers, 4th down. That's the end of the first half. Well, the Renegades got the stop they needed, but they need points. Otherwise, they're not going to make it. 10-3 Chicago. Losers eliminated. Winner hangs around in the playoff picture. This is the SFL Network on YouTube. 2K Sports Halftime Report. It's on your screen. Chicago doubles up in time of possession, and Oklahoma City has -2 rushing yards. Your key stats in the first half. Start of the second half here in Oklahoma City. Happy to have you along for the ride. 10-3, Chicago on top of the Renegades, and here comes the OKC offense, which really struggled to produce in the first half. Less than 50 yards of total offense, but they're only down by 7. Score stream scoreboard update, 35-14 Houston. Crushing San Francisco here today as the Hyenas try to keep second place in the Western Conference within reach. They would need a win today, another loss from San Antonio next week against San Francisco, and another win against Dallas. Hand off to Bonkers. Bonkers 35-40. Dunk Bonkers midfield. Turns on the Jets, breaks a tackle. Bonkers 25 down to the 21-yard line. -2 rushing yards in the first half, and Bonkers goes for 50 on the first play of the third quarter. And the bench loving it. Off the lobby with a vicious tackle at the end of the play. Renegades are near the red zone. Finally, some energy out of the OKC offense. Two receivers outside. Nickens. Nickens going long. Touchdown! Wide open! Tiberius Bovine and the Renegades score in 2 plays on their first drive of the third quarter. Wow, what a different approach for OKC to start the third, and they catch Chicago a little bit flat-footed. And how about that? OKC right back in it. Extra point for Omega. Good. And it's 10-10 here in the third. Omega will kick it off. From the 7, Reed won't reach the 30. Renegades have locked him down. Now it's back up to E.T. King. Both quarterbacks now have a pick, and actually Nickens throws the first passing touchdown of the day. For Tiberius Bovine, that was touchdown number 6 on the season. King back to pass. King needs to get rid of it. Now throws off his back foot, complete to the 40. Pickup of 12 yards. And that's the first catch of the day for Austin Matrullo. King has been somewhat of an escape artist today. He's been under a lot of pressure despite just 3- and 4-man attacks. Drury and Irvine combined for the stop. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line for Chicago. ScoreStream scoreboard update. What is going on in Houston? San Francisco scores again, 35-21. Hyenas over the Sharks still in the first half. Hand off to the fullback, Freeney, and that gets nothing. Gilbert having some words on the outside with Sutton. Tackle made by Clint, 2nd down.
2nd and 10 from the 40 yard.
2nd down and 10 from the 40. Everybody in the box for Oklahoma City as King's pass caught by Varner fell down, pickup of 6. Clint's got 4 tackles now in the ballgame, 4 solo tackles. The SFL convention is July 13th through the 15th, Show Business Studios. Hope to see you there here in DFW, specifically Las Colinas and Irving, Texas. It's going to be a blast. If you haven't booked your room today, you can without having to put down a deposit as E.T. King goes down for the sack again. Sack number 5 for Oklahoma City, and it's Perp's first. Wow, the Renegades pressure. I mean, Perp gets right past his man, wasn't even close. The tight end on the outside responsible. Renegades defense turning up. From the 29-yard line, Renegades, not much on the return for Powell. It's been all Oklahoma City here in the third quarter. Can the Renegades take their first lead of the day is the question. Loser goes home, winner stays alive. It's playoff football in week 11 here on YouTube. 1st and 10 at the 31. Handoff to Bonkers. Bonkers pushes forward, sheds Rockefeller, and gets doubled up. Bonkers now 51 yards on 10 carries, 2nd and 5. Again, the Renegades are 3-1 when Bonkers gets at least 100 yards rushing. That one loss, a 1-point loss to Carolina. When Bonkers does not get 100 yards rushing, Oklahoma City is 0-6 this year. Handoff, Bonkers got nothing. In fact, lost a yard. 3rd down and 7. Critical 3rd down here for Nickens. As Chicago and Oklahoma City has traded blows, but neither has really captured any extreme momentum. Bonkers to the right of Nickens. Back to pass. Nickens looks left side, open, first down. Jalen Hurts, second catch of the day out to the 43. Keeps the drive alive for OKC. Renegades offense looks much more comfortable here in the second half. Look at Chicago. They got 10 guys down here in the box. Handoff. Bonkers are on the line of scrimmage. Bonkers picks up 4. Hamrick with the tackle. Clint Hendershot has been pretty quiet today. Haven't heard his name too much. Second down and 6. 6:50 to go in the third. There he is out there on the left. Nickens has just 77 yards passing. Quarterback rating of 57. Handoff. Bonkers running right on a stretch. There goes Bonkers past the 40, the Chicago 38. How about that? Bonkers making a huge impact in the second half. Again, -2 rushing yards for Oklahoma City through the first 2 quarters. Nickens, although 3rd in the league in passing, is 8th in the league in yards per attempt at 7.5. His 420 throws, I believe, are the most in the league. Handoff to Bonkers, and he gets nothing. Most attempts this season's actually Ron Cochran, 487. Deacon Nickens, 420. Jaquise Ulundula, 389 completions. E.T. King with 380. And then it's Christian Christensen at 364. Second down and 10 for OKC at the Chicago 38, looking for their first lead of the day halfway through the third quarter. Handoff to Bonkers, trying to get around the right side. Nowhere to go. A slew of white jerseys in the backfield as A.J. Barnes makes the stop. The longtime veteran of Tallahassee and Chicago. Third down and 10 at the 38. Barnes has put together quite an impressive career as Nickens on 3rd and long, steps up in the pocket, deep throw, caught, touchdown! Touchdown to Deezer Powell as Nickens steps up in the pocket, and Powell lets Chicago know that something stinks. And right now it's the Wildcats' playoff chances rotting as Powell catches a perfect pass over the outstretched arms of Maurice Spurgeon. And the Renegades have their first lead of the day. Extra point good for Oklahoma City. And the Renegades are up 17-10 on the Wildcats.
Join the world's fastest growing sim football community by jumping onto our Discord server. Use the Discord command in chat to keep up with schedules, news, notes, announcements, and polls. Jump off the sidelines and into the action here where we're loading legends at the SFL.
Davius Reed! Reed gets away! Reed's going to have kickoff return touchdown number 4! Are you kidding me? He walks in and it's a 1-point game! I don't know how Reed got out of that. It looked like there was nowhere to go. And then all of a sudden it was Reed on the other side. Look at this. I mean, in a crowd, and OKC with terrible coverage assignments gets all blocked up and nobody knew where Davius Reed was. Chicago kicks a field goal. OKC answers. Chicago gets a touchdown. OKC answers. The Renegades get a second touchdown on the board, and right away Chicago answers. Here in the third quarter in a do-or-die game on YouTube. Reed with his 5th special teams touchdown of the season. And it's 17-17 here at Robbers Cave. Make sure that ScoreStream app is on your smartphone today, Android or iOS, to keep up with all the live scoring action around the Simulation Football League. The SFL is the first esport on the ScoreStream app. Chicago kicks it away. And OKC will start their third possession of the third quarter. From the 29-yard line, they've scored touchdowns on the previous 2. .446 left to go in the third. Nickens is in the gun. Back to pass. Outside, Bonkers, first catch of the day. Bonkers wrapped up pretty quickly. Rockefeller, who's got a pick with the tackle. 5-yard gain for Bonkers. So just so you know, Saturday, Sunday, possibly Friday is the slate of Week 12. And then Wild Card Wednesday is March 28th on Twitch. Then we'll have quarterfinal action, 2 games on Saturday. The 6 versus 3 and the 4 versus 5 matchups. And then after Easter, it's the 1v8 and 2v7. Bonkers caught! Nickens check that to Powell. 15-10. These are Powell! Touchdown OKC! Punch for punch! Powell on a double move again. Beats Rockefeller, who can't make the tackle. And then A.J. Barnes can't make the tackle. What a wild third quarter here in Oklahoma. Your ScoreStream scoreboard update from Houston. The third pick 6 has been thrown. High snap and the extra point is good. It's 35-28 in Houston. In the third, it's 24-17 here with 4:03 to go in the third quarter. Don't go anywhere.
Don't miss the SFL podcast every Saturday night at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern on Twitch before the league's weekend slate gets kicked off. Join me, Mighty RX, defending champion team owner Ramos Lynn, and our host Jack Brown to break down all the headlines in the SFL.
Reed from the 5.
Jack.
Nothing.
Yeah, I know we gotta move on. Calm down. See you there, everybody.
So Deezer Powell with 2 touchdowns today now has 11 touchdowns on the season. That is third in the SFL, only behind the 2 Tallahassee studs, Duke Wilson and Ken Gossett. 1st and 10 of the 27 outside to Kim. That doesn't go anywhere. Maybe got a yard. .342 to go in the third quarter. 2nd down and 9 at the 28. Three receivers and Kim in the backfield for King. King drops to throw, fires outside, caught by Zeli, turning the corner. They mark him short of the first down. Zeli with a burst of energy with his 3rd catch. Zeli, I believe, shoved Sutton to the ground. With a stiff arm there as Sutton lost his balance. 3 minutes plus here in the third. 3rd down and 1 at the 36. Crowd on their feet chanting defense. Renegades trying to put themselves right back in the situation they were in last year. Trying to win in the final week of the season to make the playoffs as Jake Calvin Kim gets a first down up to the 45-yard line. 3:05 to go in the third. One of the better runs from Kim today. Under 3 minutes. Third quarter. E.T. King and the defending Eastern Conference champions made the championship game last season, trying to keep their season alive here in number 10. King in some trouble. Wonky looking throw, and it's incomplete. Clark breaks it up. And again, that pressure put on by Oklahoma City, putting an impact on King. Shoutouts in the chat: Agony, DeAndre Noel, TMG Jr., Scott LaRue, Maurice Spurgeon, Kanye Rockefeller, Crash Combs. .240 third quarter, 2nd and 10 from the 45. King. Outside Varner. Varner makes something out of nothing, picks up 6. Updated quarterback numbers. Nickens' numbers look a lot better than they did a few minutes ago. 3 more passing touchdowns. Nickens' touchdown interception ratio now 21-16 on the season. Pretty good. Nickens' 21 passing touchdowns, now 4th in the league, tied with Ulandula. 3rd down and 4 at the 49. Back to pass. King. King, middle, open. First down, Reed at the 37-yard line. And Davius Reed continues to be the best offensive player for Chicago over the last few weeks. Chicago utilizes their 3rd receiver probably better than any other team in the league. In terms of the depth chart, Drury on the tackle. Less than 2 minutes to go in the third. King looking to throw, check it off to Kim. Kim's got nowhere to go. No gain. 2nd and 10 coming up for Chicago. Second and 10. 8 in the box for the Renegades. Everybody's on the screen. Handoff to Kim, and not much there either. 3rd and 9. It's going to be up to King. 2 one-score games. That's 5 straight games to start week 11 that are one-score action. Crowd again on their feet. This is the loudest I've heard Robbers Cave in a long time. 5 wide, King. King near side, tipped and intercepted. 40, 50, got caught by his own man. Return to the Chicago 42. That's the non-contract Elvis Schumacher. And who initially got the tip? That was Sutton. And then Sutton, trying to get a block for Schumacher, got in his way. But the Renegades get their 2nd interception of the day, and they're in Chicago territory with a lead. First down to the 42 for Deacon Nickens, who's got 3 touchdowns. 2 in the third. Nickens escapes, dumps it off to Bonkers, and he takes a whack from Afalabi. No gain. Spears and Bonkers having words as the third quarter is coming to a close.
2nd and 9 from the all-pro 32-yard.
Final play of the third, handoff to Bonkers, going nowhere. Loss of 3. 3rd and 13 when we come back. It's the end of the 3rd quarter. This is the SFL Network on YouTube, presented by APM Music. Don't go anywhere. Third down, OKC, 3rd and long. They haven't been in 3rd and long very much today. Nickens going deep, wide open, caught one-handed by Powell. Down to the 8-yard line, unbelievable. On a blown coverage, and the Renegades are back in the red zone. Deezer Powell is slicing them up, everyone going deep down the field. And OKC caught Chicago napping. .10:40 to go in the 4th. The Wildcat defense needs a stop. 8 in the box, and they jump offside. Free play, Nickens. Caught. Touchdown, Powell. Powell is killing him. Crowd waiting for confirmation. It's a good touchdown. And OKC's put up 30. And Nickens is carving up one of the league's top pass defenses. In fact, the #1 pass defense coming into Week 11. And now Chicago is really in a bind. OKC has scored 28 points in the 2nd half. They've scored on all 4 of their offensive possessions in quarters number 3 and 4. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube.
The Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music and is the official theme music provider of the SFL. Listen to their Champions Will Rise soundtrack at apmmusic.com today and search through thousands of tracks to boost the quality of your stream just like us. APM Music, production music library and custom music house.
Davis Reed up to the 35-yard line. Deezer Powell now has a hat trick of touchdowns. And this has just been soul-crushing here in the 2nd half for Chicago. Over to Kim. Kim blows up a multitude of defenders and gets a 1st down out of the 49-yard line. Best play of the day by Kim. Let's see who he destroys on his way to a 1st down. That was Siniak. Drury missed him. And another man on the ground. For Deezer Powell, this is his 2nd game with 3 touchdown catches this season. Had 3 against Dallas, 8 receptions, 157 yards. And Deezer Powell has 5 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. Powell also had 150 yards and 2 scores against Chicago in their first meeting. King deep down the field, caught by Gilbert. 1st down on the 29-yard line. So just call Deezer Powell the Chicago Killers. 5 touchdowns this season against the Wildcats. He's had their number. 9:40 and counting in the 4th. The game not over by any stretch. Looks like it's still the same score in Houston late in the 3rd. Handoff over to Kim. Picks up 1. Zielinski on the tackle, and Chicago can't panic, but they also can't be too careful either. Down 2 scores in the 4th quarter on the road. Three in the backfield with King. Hand off Kim. And Kim rumbles ahead to the Renegade 21-yard line. 3rd down and 2. .8:40 left to go in the 4th. Back to pass, King. King, Varner, caught at the 16-yard line. King's got 228 passing yards, and Chicago's in the red zone, and the drive continues. SFL Fan Night, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. Alaska and Queen City, the first ever meeting between two of the most successful franchises in league history. It's Ash Odom playing against his former team as well in his old home of Anchorage. Check that out, 8 Central, 9 Eastern tonight. King down the middle, caught, first down to the 5. Catch by Freeney. And Chicago's knocking on the door. 7:56 to go in the 4th. Back to pass. King out to Kim. Nothing. Siniak on the stop. 2nd and goal. Clock's a ticking. On the game in Chicago's season, they need a touchdown here. Trips left for E.T. King. Sun is setting in OKC. King back to pass. It's some trouble, goes down. Payne's 3rd sack of the day and the Renegades 6th. It's 3rd and goal. Man, E.T. King has been badgered all day. 3rd and goal from the 8. King out of the gun, back to pass. King, middle, incomplete. Man, there's a lot of time left. I think you got to take the points. Just hope for your defense to get a stop. King, by the way, sacked just 24 times in his first 10 games. Now that's risen to 30. And Chicago will take the points. Only Michael Martin, Sir Charles Robinson, and Tom Pepper have been sacked more. They've also played 11 games. That field goal is good. 6:52 to go in the 4th, 31-20. Chicago hanging on, but by a thread.
Want to do what I do? Contact me in the DM on Discord to find out how you can get involved with streaming live games, calling games, or breaking them down on the air with our broadcast team. Or help make our production even better by joining our new live stats team, helping our broadcasters shine brighter. We are #Loading Legends in the SFL.
Don't miss the SFL.
OKC will start from their 32-yard line. I want to give a shout out to Dylan Asil. St. Louis got the victory. He had a couple of awesome scrambles earlier today, and he actually leads quarterbacks in rushing yards. 64 yards on 15 carries, 4.3 yards a clip. 1st and 10 at the 32. They're going to hand it off to Bonkers right up the middle. Bonkers finds a lane to the 47-yard line. He now has 82 yards. Again, the Renegades have not won a game this season when Bonkers has less than 100. Maurice Spurgeon ends up wrapping him up. Spurgeon in the chat pleading with his fellow teammates, needing a stop. Didn't get it on that carry. These are Powell's top of the screen. Stephen Bush has been very quiet today. Almost nothing thrown his way. It's been all Powell. Hand off Bonkers, left side. Bonkers, midfield, 45-40. There he goes! Doug Bunkers over 100, and OKC's got another touchdown. 5 possessions, 5 scores for OKC's offense in the second half. Wow. Man, I'm telling you what, man, this Oklahoma City team playing some of their best football in franchise history over the last couple of weeks. And Chicago is now really in trouble. The runners-up in the SFL last season are having trouble stopping OKC, 38-20. That makes 3 straight weeks the Renegades have scored over 30 points. Before that, Oklahoma City had scored over 30 just once. That was against Sioux Falls back on February 4th. They went a whole month without scoring 30 points, and they've done it 3 straight weeks as they kick it away to Reed. From the 10, Reed out to the 30. And King better start hucking and chucking. Renegades only averaging 21.8 points a game coming into the contest today. That's going to rise. 6:04 to go in the fourth. King out to Kim. And Kim put down at the 35-yard line. So look at the numbers. Deezer Powell, 184 yards and 3 touchdowns. That is 334 yards and 5 touchdowns on 15 catches for Deezer Powell against Chicago this season. Handoff to Kim. And Jake Calvin Kim just shy. 3rd and inches, and I don't know why Chicago's running unless they think it's over as well. Chicago needs a kick in the pants here. Look at everybody on the line there for Oklahoma City. 6 guys, now 7 guys. King going to throw against a 4-man rush, going long, deep down the middle of the field. Almost intercepted by Sutton. It's 4th down. Check that. That was Clark in coverage. Pass intended for Varner. 5 minutes to go in the 4th, and what's Chicago going to do? They're going to punt. And the crowd roaring to life here as their Renegades have found plenty of it. Late in the season, 2-7. Left for dead. And they're 4 minutes and 58 seconds away from a victory, but they got to close it out. Powell up to the 25-yard line. We've seen collapses throughout SFL history, that's for sure. Scoring suddenly screeched to a halt in Houston as Bonkers is going to lose 2 yards. Looks like 8 minutes to go in that one, and it's still 35-28. 4:33 to go in the 4th, and OKC's just taking their time. Bonkers over 100 yards. Renegades appear to be improving to 4-1 with that stat, but Bonkers being driven backwards again. 3rd and 15. Afalabi on the stop, and Chicago needs the ball back now. Both teams have all 3 timeouts, 4:05 to go in the fourth. Nickens patiently letting the clock bleed. He'll hand it off to Bonkers again. He lost 4 yards. So Bonkers, after the touchdown, 3 carries, -9 yards. OKC goes backwards and they'll have to punt it away. So the defense, too little too late, finally does their job. That's the first stop of the second half. And I have not seen a flip like that in a long time. 3 points in the first half. -2 rushing yards for OKC. They had less than 50 yards of offense, and they came out of the locker room guns a-blazing. .310 to go in the fourth. OKC finally punts it away. Reed on the return from the 46. Davius Reed's got some room. Reed spins away. Reed, 30, 20. Davius Reed, number 6. 6 touchdowns on special teams in the last month. He is making history. Davius Reed becomes the first player in SFL history to have 2 special teams touchdowns in 3 games. He has been putting this team on his back for the last 4 weeks. And Chicago's not done yet. I didn't expect the defending East champs to go down with a whimper. Extra point good. And I would expect an onside kick coming. Fan night coming up at 8 Central. 9 Eastern, Queen City, Alaska. On Twitch. Score stream, scoreboard update still, 35-28 Houston. Onside kick for Chicago. And it is caught by the Renegades at the 37-yard line. Let's give a shout out to Mr. Drew Salazar making the play. All right, so Chicago's got all 3 timeouts. Without Davius Reed, this was a 38-13 route. Nickens out of the gun. Chicago needs another stop, and they need Reed to work some more magic. Bonkers with a spin inside. Picks up 7. That'll milk the clock. 133 rushing yards for Donk Bonkers. He had over 200 last week in their win over Tulsa. It would appear that Chicago and Sioux Falls will play next Sunday, and that Oklahoma City and St. Louis, 2 4-7 teams, will face off. St. Louis is 4-7. OKC is 4-7. Vancouver is 4-7. And if San Francisco can't find a way to come back against Houston, they would be 4-7. All still in the running for a playoff spot as Bonkers has a first down. And one more of those could put this game officially to bed. Run defense has been an issue for Chicago this season, as that is the 2-minute warning from OKC. What a second half for the Renegades. They're trying to hold on here on YouTube. First and 10 at the 26. Another first down should ice it. Handoff Bonkers. Bounces outside, and then Afalabi cleans them up. Loss of 1. And Bonkers getting a lot of work here in the fourth quarter. .456 to go in the fourth. Still a 1-score game there in Houston as the Hyenas trying to hold on to improve to 6-4. If they do, a win next week in Dallas and San Francisco beating San Antonio would give Houston the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. Offside Chicago. Oh, that's a killer. Oh, that hurts. Renegades trying to put this away, and Chicago making it easier on them. Second and 6 at the 22. Chicago still has their 2 timeouts. And actually, the penalty stops the clock. Handoff Bonkers. Bonkers lost yardage. Timeout Chicago. Even a field goal here would keep it a 2-score game for the Wildcats to do something with. And anytime you're kicking off to Davius Reed, it's pretty scary, although Chicago's used up their 2 return for touchdowns. Unless Reed's got a hat trick in store for us. I don't think that's ever been done in league history. 3rd and 7, handoff Bonkers. Bonkers didn't get it. Timeout Chicago, they're out of him. But it'll be a 2-score game when Reed gets the ball back. OKC was in a similar situation last week in Tulsa. Let the Desperados kind of creep back into the mix. Missed a field goal late in that one. This is Omega from 38 yards away. Right hash, left-footed kicker. And the field goal for OKC is good. 2-touchdown game. 41-27.
Follow the SFL on Twitter at SimulationFL, on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels. You're already here, right? Might as well stay tuned. Get league updates on your phone while browsing the internet, and make sure you never miss a live broadcast. Thank you for supporting the SFL.
So here we go. Reed back to return the kickoff from the 11. Reed, 25, 30, up to the 33. They're going to need some offense. The last time Oklahoma City scored over 40 points in a game, it's been a while. You got to go way back. We're still going back as E.T. King goes back. Hit as he threw, pass caught over the middle, but they got to hurry. The last time Oklahoma City scored over 40 points in a game was March 26th, 2016. That was almost 2 years ago. As King throws middle again, pass is caught, but the time is ticking. They scored 62 against Houston in the highest scoring game in SFL history, 62-59. 1st and 10 to the 43. King again back to pass, going long, intercepted the 17, and the Renegades will keep their season alive. Al Clint with the pick. And Chicago's out of timeouts. Man, another pick from E.T. King. The Renegades will improve to 4-7. They will square off with the 4-7 St. Louis Gladiators. A win doesn't guarantee a playoff spot, but a loss will guarantee elimination for one of those 2 teams next Saturday or Friday night here on the SFL Network on YouTube. For the first time in nearly 2 years, the Oklahoma City Renegades score over 40. Deacon Nickens in victory formation. And you can't count out the boys from OKC just yet. Chicago will fall to 3-8. They take on Sioux Falls next week. This has been a special presentation of the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. Your final score, Chicago 27, Oklahoma City 41. Houston and San Francisco still in progress on our SFL family of networks.